The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different connections, not just to the prequel trilogy era, but also the original trilogy and other forms of canon material that falls under the Disney Star Wars universe. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that we are getting very close to the new trailer come this July over at San Diego Comic-Con. You know, each and every week that passes by, we are only getting closer to seeing a new look at this movie. Now, I digress. What's really great about this film so far is that we do know that J.J. Abrams is using this film in a way in order to really connect it to the prequel trilogy era. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the set leaks and one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, it's described that one of the scenes that are planned for reshoots during the month of June includes a sequence in which both Daisy Ridley and Mark Hamill as Luke and Rey are exchanging dialogue about the Force and the Jedi. It's said to be a moment in which the Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker is said to talk between both Luke and Rey in a similar way to how it was done in Empire between both Luke and Yoda, with the Force ghost voice of Obi-Wan coming in. It's said that J.J. Abrams has a plan in place to bring in Hayden Christensen to do voiceover work during the month of June, where the reshoots are said to stretch all the way until July. Additionally, another sequence that is scheduled for reshoots includes a moment in which Rey witnesses the light side Force ghost version of Anakin Skywalker for a scene in which both ghosts of Luke and Anakin are set to appear. JJ is aiming to bring in a father and son reunion scene by also aging Hayden Christensen for the sequence of Rey witnessing the two Force ghosts. The aging of Christensen is planned in order to make the ghost of Anakin not appearing too young next to a far older Luke in the form of his own Force ghost, and that they are planning to create a new take on the Anakin character. So I want to go over a couple of parts about all of this. Now, in case you guys did not know, one of the big original plans for The Force Awakens was, of course, for J.J. Abrams to bring back Anakin Skywalker in some way, shape, or form. And it really seems like that of course, you know, JJ is really trying to fulfill this whole entire idea and really implement this into Episode 9 to successfully close the Skywalker saga and make a majority of Star Wars fans happy and satisfied around the entire world. Now, one thing I want to point out here is the aging of Hayden Christensen, of this big plan in order to age him in the form of a Force ghost. Now, this is of course not the hybrid Force ghost version of Anakin, but the regular light side version. Now, in case you guys did not know, this is going to be used in a sense, in a way, in order to not only show off their new generation technology, right? Their next generation CGI techniques that they will be applying to Episode 9, but it's also going to be used in a sense in order to really make Hayden Christensen as Anakin not appear too young to a far older Luke Skywalker. And I could totally understand that to a certain extent. If you're having the Force ghost version of Anakin next to Luke Skywalker, it probably does make sense now in order to age him and make him match pretty much his father's age. Now, with that being said, we do know that the Rise of Skywalker is going to have a lot of revelations in the film and a lot of surprises to come in order to make us look back at the originals and the prequels in a different way. Now, this whole entire sequence is said to be based within the second act of the movie in some kind of Jedi structure. Now, the reshoots, of course, Daisy Ridley is not going to be redoing her scenes, obviously. She's all done. She's not going to be a part of any of the reshoots so far. And what's really intriguing, though, is that a lot of the reshoots are going to be stretching all the way up until the month of July. And that tells us that they're really trying to make this movie very rich in material and quite possibly even making it a longer movie than already previously planned. So that, I think, is another thing to look forward to. So the other piece, of course, is using Hayden Christensen in the form of voiceover work. So this is where the Anakin Skywalker Force Ghost voice is actually planned to interrupt a conversation between both Luke and Rey, discussing about the Force, the Jedi, and a whole lot more in that particular scene. So what do I make about all of this? Well, at the end of the day, in my point of view, and I'm sure that a good amount of you guys and girls out there will agree, is that at the end of the day, Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker really is the face of the Star Wars franchise, the man who ultimately becomes Darth Vader. You know, both Anakin and Darth Vader, of course, they are two different entities in a sense, but at the same exact time, they are the same exact person. So you can really see how that this character is so important to the Skywalker saga, and for JJ, in order to attempt to really honor that character and to use him in a very respectful way, I think is something very, much exciting, and something that a lot of fans should really look forward to as to exactly what JJ will be doing in order to really make this film truly connect to the prequel trilogy era. It's very nice just knowing that JJ is using a lot of the original ideas in The Force Awakens that never made it to the final cut of the movie, and how a lot of that is really going to transfer on over into Episode 9. Like I say, I really feel that this movie deserves to at the very least, be 3 hours long in length, kind of rivaling, Avengers Endgame, because, of course, they got a nice 3 hour and 2 minutes, I believe it was, of running time, so it was perfect. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. From night to moon, we hear them moans again.